And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let you listen to something by Colin Coward of the Herd, and I'm going to segue into what I'm going to start talking about on this next piece right here. So just bear with me for a second, and I want you to go ahead and listen closely.
By the way, I feel bad for Drew Brees. Once again, undone by a teammate or a coach. They've had five defensive coordinators in 11 years. He was brilliant against the best defense in the league, arguably. Second half alone, 17 of 22. Vikings knew he had to pass. Three touchdowns, no picks, and 140 passer rating. The conversation today in America would be, oh my God, Drew Brees is amazing. Just like the conversation has so often been in the last decade, Tom Brady, we talk on Mondays, damn, he's amazing. But the reason we have that conversation on Monday after Super Bowls is because of Belichick, too. Because even when Tom lost Super Bowls, the players were in the right spots. David Tyree and Eli Manning just made plays. That was as much on coaching as anything else. Drew Brees this morning is robbed of 3 hours of conversation in one of the great second halves by a quarterback ever against a great defense that was allowing 12 points a game in that stadium. Tom Brady's won.
This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay. Now, look, albeit for me, Drew Brees, I've already said this, is going to go down one of the top 10, top 15, top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Guys pass for mileage, tons of yards, touchdowns. He's got a Super Bowl. The whole New Orleans thing, all of that, right? But I'm just wanted to deal with the whole double standard thing here. Again, like I just talked about last piece with Mike Tomlin. Colin Coward was talking about what Drew Brees did in the second half. He said he was amazing, 17 to 22, 177 yards, three touchdowns. Amazing. And he was robbed through coaching and players with of we talking about him for 3 hours on a game that he lost. Okay. Now people say, Tex, what are you talking? What do you mean he lost? I mean, he played his ass off. He did this, he did that. Got it. Let me do this stat line for you again, what nobody obviously didn't do as well, which could probably tell you that if this would have happened earlier, that they might have been not having this issue, and it wouldn't have been a 61-yard walk off. Let me say this: in the first half of this particular game, Drew Brees had a completion rate of 44%. He was 8 of 18 for 117 yards and two picks. Probably been sacked a couple of times as well. That's what he did in the first half. If Colin Coward and a lot of these other guys want to talk about, and even I say it because it's true, the game is a game of foot and inches and time and all of that stuff. What if Drew Brees had duplicated, which he has played brilliant in first halves before? He played brilliant. He did that against the he did that against Carolina. And Carolina got good defense, not as good as probably Minnesota's at this particular point, but just they good defense. People forget that in the last two games, Drew Brees threw three interceptions. He threw some touchdowns, obviously, 5 touchdowns or whatever, but he threw three picks. People forget about that pick that he threw to the defensive back, who honestly should have dropped it or they gave him 16 yards closer. But he threw a pick on a 4th and 1 called by his coach. I definitely agree with Colin when we start talking about coaching because that was a dumb call. I understand that you still run the ball, in my opinion. But I guess they figure he's the best player, so they say, and put the ball up in his hands. In the first half, I'll say this again because everybody was talking about, so he was robbed of us talking about him for 3 hours today or that day or or Monday. He was robbed. But when Cam put on the performance that he put on and got his team to a point where they could actually win a football game and win this playoff game, well, that's what Cam is supposed to do. He didn't do this. He did, and Cam was brilliant that game, but no props because obviously he doesn't like Cam. And he'll say he does. He'd say, I don't have a problem with Cam, this, that, and the other, whatever. But obviously you do. The same criticism, and again, and I've said this before, it's 10 years difference in those guys' age. Thus means it's 10-year difference in the time that Brees been in the league 10 years before Cam even came in the league. in uh, in 2011, whatever he came, 2011 when he came in. So so again, talk to me once Cam. Like I said, I already did the comparison. Y'all go check the archives out on that. I already did the comparison on that. We already see what Cam did his first 7 years compared to Drew Brees, and you come back at me later on that. Now, when you come back to the next 7 years, if Cam plays that long again, and come back, and if it's not the same, okay, you got an argument. But right now, not that much of an argument. My point is like, let's stop again, more of the double standard type of stuff, right? With Drew Brees, and he was robbed of this, robbed of that. He did great. He was this, that, but he lost. At the end of the day, it's going down as an L. It's going down as a straight up L. He lost, and he could have actually played better. And the Saints fan that I've talked to, they said he sucked in the first half. If he would have played as well as he played, or half as better, half as decent in the first half as he did the second half, this conversation wouldn't even be going on. They probably would have beat the Vikings because they had to be hot and come out the gate. Really, at the end of the day, that was the only way they was going to beat the Vikings. They had to be hot, and Brees had to be hot. Brees got hot in the second half, and he had to dig it. See, it's one thing when you're playing football and you dig and you playing from behind. When you have to dig yourself out of a 17-point deficit against a tough defense, that takes a lot out of you. But to show you how the game is with inches and all this kind of stuff, and then when a team loses, then you could pinpoint all the little stupid things that everybody did. So they can pinpoint Sean Payton and the challenge flag and the timeouts and other not lack thereof, or timeouts and not coaching and all this kind of stuff like that. If he won, we're not even talking about this. Just like it was a gaffe with him last week when they played Carolina. But because they won, nobody's seen that. So since they won, everybody misses the Drew Brees with that horrible interception. That was a horrible interception. But in this, but he didn't do any wrong. Yes, he did. I'm pointing out, no, he threw 2 picks, was 44% passing, and he threw for 117 yards on 8 of 18 passing in the first half. That's not Drew Brees like, but that needs to be pointed out in the loss. Had he played better then, that's just like when they say a guy misses a field goal in the first half or an extra point, and they end up losing by one. Even though the guy went on to make all the other field goals, he missed that one. That's his job. Do your job. He didn't do his job, and that will always go back on the kicker. They'll say, "Oh, it don't go. It shouldn't go back down the point." No, it doesn't, because he plays the game as well. So the same thing. Brees should be held to the same standard that you want to hold everybody else to. They lost. He didn't play. He played poor the first half, the whole team. But if you want to always give this quarterback, he got this many victories, he got this many losses, he's done this, he's head to head with this quarterback, fine. But at the end of the day, Drew Brees played like hot garbage the first half. Point blank, point that out. Now let's get to the meat of everything. Now Drew Brees, who just turned 39 years old Monday, is a free agent. Set to hit $18 million against the cap. He wants to stay in New Orleans. He could go test the waters, but I don't think the guy wants to go anywhere. Now, this is where the Tom Brady mysticism and all that stuff comes into play. Drew Brees, he's saying he wants to stay, but obviously Drew Brees wants to get paid some serious money. And Drew Brees just got paid a boatload of money not too long ago. So now we're at the crossroads. It's like he's going to have to do a hometown discount or something, because they still need some pieces, and they are a Super Bowl team in my opinion. They definitely are a Super Bowl team in my opinion. They got everything that they need. They got style on defense. Brees can still throw the ball. And now they got running back, so they don't have to put all that on the, much like similar to like Elway and Terrell Davis back in the day. So they should be able to do it. But is Brees going to be willing to sit up there and take a pay cut? See, this is why Brady is Brady has made his money. Brady started restructuring his contract when he started getting older and stuff, because it ain't but about a year and some change difference in those guys' age. One came in the league in 2000, the other one came in 2001, a year after, right? So you got Drew Brees. I mean, going back to Tom Brady, he restructured. He's made all his money, because at the end of the day, how much money do you really need to live on? Now, people say, "Oh, you can't make." I said, "Well, my family's from out of Louisiana. Originally from Texas. We all, Texas with the exception of my pops. But my mom, dad, and my brother live in Louisiana. And I live in Loudoun County, one of the most expensive places in this country. So wherever Breeze lives at, I'm sure he lives like a damn Greek god already. I don't know how much more money he needs. You can't take it with you when you die. So how much more money do you need? So that's what makes Tom terrific, as they call him, allegedly, because Tom Brady is all about winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, he does not want a rock. He does not want a rock left unturned. He's trying to get every Super Bowl, win every record, everything. So if it means he can't make his 20 million because he's already done that. He's already banked. He's got money. It ain't about money no more. I'm financially secured forever now. I'm trying to win these championships because I know I don't have left. So he needs to start taking a template of what Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady's literally playing for 13, $14 million a year. I mean, obviously that's not chump change, but given the fact that you're getting guys like Kirk Cousins and Glennon and all these other guys, these quarterbacks that's hardly done anything, getting 14, 15, $16 million a year for doing what? But these guys want to win. Therein lies the problem. So Drew Brees has to do something similar to that for him to stay with the Saints. He's going to have to give himself a discount, and he can go test them up and get money. But I don't think you don't as a quarterback you don't want to uproot because you got to learn the whole system and all this other type of stuff again. Now he would fit in Minnesota. Should he fit in Denver? But Brees is a dome quarterback, so I don't see him going to Denver. I mean, maybe Minnesota, but it depends. It depends on what happens. It depends on what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? But he's on a Super Bowl team right now. So, but it's up to him whether or not he takes a discount or not. Because he's gonna have to. Because no way, I'm not paying you that amount of money. I don't care what you do. You're a legend. You have keys to this city. You have keys to this dome. But I can't give you that money at 39 years old because you're about to hit the ball. Just like Brady. If Brady wins the Super Bowl this year, whatever like that, even if he goes out ready to go, he need to go ahead and retire and call it a day and say, I beat Father Time and stepped out. Because if it doesn't happen this year in this game against the Jaguars or in the Super Bowl, trust you me, it will happen next year. It'll go just like that. You cannot run Father Time. Okay? So it's gonna be interesting to see what Drew Brees is gonna do and whatnot. But we'll see what he does. But I see him trying to stay, but he's gonna have to. They're not gonna give him that money. I can't see them giving him that money. And they still need some help. You can always have help. Can't give him all of that money for a 39-year-old quarterback. Can't do it. And even if he got to test the free market, I'm not giving him all that money because he's 39. Had to back end it some incentives and whatever, but nah, I can't give him all that. But yeah, but that's what that's all about. So we'll see what happens with Drew Brees when it comes to that. But again, with the double standard stuff and everything like that, and I'm saying all that to say, look, Drew Brees, great quarterback. Love to see him play. Love to see him fill the sky with balls and everything like that. But come on, man. All these guys, Colin Coward and all these guys, and Whitlock and all them talking that mess. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like a game of inches in some time. I'm like, he loses the game, or the game is lost. The Saints lose, and you trying to blame it on this other kid or coaching. That's fine. But we robbing him for talking about him for 3 years and the greatness that he did in the second half. But nobody talks about the first half. Just same way that you talk about someone, even with Cam, because even when the receiver dropped the ball and then the kicker missed, it's like that wasn't even safe. So they say, see what Cam he can't do. He lost the game, or he's on the losing end. No matter what he did, they lost the game. So same with Brees. If Brees doesn't throw 2 interceptions, it's a different story. If Brees doesn't go 8 for 18 for 117 yards, it's different, especially if he performs the way he did in the second half. So cut the double standard stuff out. And then we're gonna see what Brees is gonna do. All right, man. Appreciate all the subscribers. You see me here, subscribe, do a like, dislike, whatever you want to do. Start some conversation. I'm getting a lot of feedback when people make comments on my video. If it's dialogue worth having, nobody trying to just disrespect me and say stupid stuff out of their mouth. I'm just deal with the topics, man. I don't have time to be, name calling and stuff. Even though I got off into a little bit of this, that, and the other with a person, but at the end of the day, it's like, let's talk football, man. If you don't know it, then don't make a comment. Don't say anything. Okay. But hit me on the like or subscribe. Check me out at Twitter, everything football 62 on Twitter, Untucked Man 62. Follow me. Leave some comments. whatever, and come back and check me. I really appreciate the guys, whoever, mostly guys, I'm sure, that's subscribed to the page, and I will be putting up more and more stuff as we get closer to the Super Bowl, and hopefully visuals and everything like that, getting ready to start getting better and whatnot, and to take this thing to the next level. Okay, you guys have a good one. Thank you.